If you just want my recommendation, skip to this time. But if you want some background of the history of why I'm so dedicated to this one specific USB hub, here's a brief history of my relationship with USB hubs. I'm not out of ideas, what are you talking about? Almost every USB hub is terrible for some reason. As I once saw someone say online, surely the people who make useless USB hubs at some point need functional USB hubs. So why are they all so useless? First up, this small one, which came from a co-worker of my mum about 12 years ago and worked fine for connecting an external disk drive, hard drive, and mouse to a laptop at the time. I don't really remember, but it presumably wasn't super fast, but it was totally tolerable. I don't remember using it and thinking, blimey, this is unbearable. But then one day, it just stopped working. But only its data transferability stopped working. It still works for power, and I still use it for that, to power my desk lamp fan and a spare iPod shuffle cable, but it just stopped working for data. Next up was these ones. These I didn't have high expectations for. They're small and generally only USB 2, and I've only ever used them for low-end purposes, and for that, they're perfectly fine, and that was the only thing I ever bought them for, because I knew, yeah, they're fair, cheap and cheerful, know what you're getting into, but obviously they won't be of much use for anything more powerful than that. Next up, I think, was a kind of, I don't have a picture of this one, but a cuboid-shaped one that connected over full-size USB-B. This one only worked if the cable was half in, otherwise the entire thing would die and act like there was no power coming to it at all. Coming, I think, next was this one, an unpowered 4-port one with very satisfying buttons for switching ports on and off, who were very nice and clicky. And I think I only stopped using it because I needed more ports, not because it broke, although I'm not sure. I don't think I had any major problems with it, but I can't confirm or deny the longevity of it because I lost it. Yeah, I rarely lose things, but this, I have no idea where this is. I've not seen it for like 2 years at least. Next up was this long one, the first time I ventured into the world of powered USB hubs, thinking, surely that'll solve all of my problems. These were the ones that I was using during the Dank Pods from Wish era of this channel, and while they were generally half decent a lot of the time, there were many occasions, especially towards the end, where they would just go off. Sometimes on startup I'd have to unplug and reconnect it, but I'm pretty sure as well it would sometimes just die after a prolonged period of use. Next up were these ones, which I bought from a physical tech shop, thinking surely that will avoid the potential pitfalls of cheap online products, right?
Wrong!
These were quite possibly the worst ones yet. Again, powered, but after a little bit of time, certain ports would just stop working entirely, and I'd have to rework everything to accommodate that. Oh, and also, if ever you so much as grazed the metal part of the USB-A connectors with even the driest of hands, you get a bit electrocuted. So that was fun. What then followed, not as a replacement, but as an addition, because I tolerated those last ones for an entirely unreasonably long time, I should have canned them the second they electrocuted me, but for some reason I persisted, was this little one from the same shop. This one is also perfectly satisfactory, but is limited to USB 2, so while it's perfectly acceptable for my basic microphone and old webcam and occasional floppy disk use, I'm using it right now to record this audio, it isn't much use for if you want anything more powerful than that, once again. But finally, after all that, I discovered one last USB hub, one last shot in the dark to see if I could get something that at least functioned 90% of the time and didn't give me electric shocks. And let me tell you, I bought this thing in May 2022. At the time of writing, that's over 3 years ago, and this hub has not let me down once.
It's time for the moment you've been waiting for!
Da. The original got copyright claimed. Please put your hands together for the Anker 4-port USB 3.0 Ultra Slim Data Hub for MacBook, Mac Pro / Mini, iMac, Surface Pro, XPS, Notebook PC, USB flash drives, mobile, HDD, and more. That's right, this absolute beauty has never stopped working, never electrocuted me, as pitiful as it is for that to be worth even being a point that needs saying. I never rejected any device apart from my external USB Blu-ray drive, which is presumably only because the thing isn't even powered. But given the quality of these, I would put plenty of trust in the Anker-powered alternatives if you do need that little bit more out of your hub. And in spite of all that, I've not run any formal tests or anything, but from general anecdotal use, it seems to still be perfectly capable of USB 3 speeds, or at the very least, a heck of a lot faster than USB 2 speeds for the devices connected to it. This thing is so good that I've bought several more for use around the house, and also stockpiled like 5 of them just in case they ever go out of print, so to speak. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people in the comments talking about how great some others are and how I'm wrong and this is actually terrible, but let's make a positive out of it. You've then got even more suggestions to consider if you're in the market for one of these. But as for me, if you're just the average Joe who needs a few extra ports for day-to-day activities, this is hands down my recommendation. It's also fairly often on sale, I've noticed, with things like Prime Day, so you might even be able to get it for as low as half price, which is cool. This isn't some undisclosed shady sponsorship deal. I don't even have an Amazon affiliate link or anything like that. This is just a genuine recommendation because of how much of a pain it can be to find one of these worth bothering with. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped or was at least mildly entertaining in some way. I realise posting a video like this after some of the other stuff I've posted is a bit akin to Matt Casey posting the VGA adapter video after the .NET 95 video, but as I discussed the last time this happened, the second channel has become such a dumping ground meme page that I really feel like I can't post anything on there with basically any actual substance to it at all anymore. In 2019 maybe, but not so much now. So there we are, that's all.
USB